Game Elements said the Busy Builder is now live. Streaming miniatures. The Busy Builder said Ooga Booga. At the Busy Builder 4071 said Ooga Booga. Era Studios said Booga Ooga. Era Studios said how dare you Booga my Ooga. The Busy Builder said that's way more than I wanted to know. At the Busy Builder 4071 said that's way more than I wanted to know.
Hello. Found a few more directional indicators on this to help with the build. Single post here is the rear. Dual here is the front. Model is brick. I'm not happy I got off such a late start today. But apparently I needed the rest. Well, last night also turned into one of those days where it was like, okay, I'm doing one thing, and I look up 5 minutes later, and it's 5 hours later. It was fucking 10 o'clock before I knew it. It doesn't help that I got off at a weird time, which completely threw my entire mental schedule of what I do off. I was honestly wondering if I was going to be on today too. So what have you been up to?
Era Studios said just playing Pragmata.
Yeah, I know the voice sounds different. Last update shut the voice off and I can't find the original. I'm sure it's on there. This one sounds less fun.
Studio said sounds the same to me.
No, it's a little bit deeper. The other one had a higher pitch.
Studio said man.
And this one seems to pronounce more words correctly.
Studio said Lil Lily La Bombs.
Why are you telling it to Ligma? Don't tell the robot lady to say Ligma. Or I'll give you some of these.
Studio said deep nuts.
Really, dude?
Studio said D's.
Come on. You know you want to fit. The other one fit just fine.
Studio said that's what she said.
You're on one today, ain't you?
Studio said not like she is.
Wow. Alright, so here's the fun part. I need the F sprues first and then the G sprues. And there's 4 G sprues. $70 and $69. You gonna do anything else today, or just play Pragmata?
Studio said not sure. Might start painting that Warhammer tank later.
I thought you were gonna do that yesterday.
Era Studio said taking a break now, sitting outside.
Ah. Yeah, I might see if I can finish up the backyard later this evening. Supposed to rain tomorrow. Front yard's not too long.
Era Studio said no. Was gonna wait to today. Was thinking of streaming it.
Ah.
Said, but you're lit now, so I wait.
Don't have to wait. You can stream too. I've got the legs and upper wings printed for that one character. And now I'm doing the skirt. Then after that I'll get the lower wings printing. G40 times 4.
Era Studio said cool. Era Studios just redeemed free hugs.
There they are. Three. We are just going one step at a time now. Dario, thank you for the subscription on the YouTube side. How are you doing? It's okay if you lurk too.
Era Studios asks, is that the 1/16th one?
No, it's the 1/35th one. I'm just holding it really, really close to the camera. Yes, it's the 1/16th one. And I'm building the movable steering option. Progress on this one's going to be a tad slow at the start. There's a lot of repetition on this one in terms of the undercarriage, suspension, whatever you want to call it. The things that make you go boing. No, not the things that go boing, the things that make you go boing. There's a difference. No, you definitely are on one. Basically, when I make these, I have to put them into a column A. Then when I do the next ones, they're going to go to a column B. Because then when I start putting them together onto the substructure, I need to remember which ones are which, because they'll be handed after that, left and right. So, as I go, I'm going to work on all of column A first, then all of column B. Per each step. I hope everybody's had a good weekend, though. Mine's just starting. We kind of need it here. We had an extremely dry winter. Like, we're already having brush fires. Just from everything that dried out over the winter and didn't get trampled down by snow or eaten. Come on. No, we've been getting it periodically here, which is good. Supposedly, we're supposed to get some thunderstorms tonight, which I honestly wouldn't mind falling asleep to that. Let me see the forecast, because it will what was I doing? Checking weather. It will influence what I do tomorrow, because I was thinking of going back out to a hobby shop or two tomorrow. Yeah, hourly forecast is full of shit right now.
Air Studio said they are saying we got more rain this past weekend than we did all year last year.
I'd believe it. Okay, so these go like this. I know that just goes right in here. It doesn't say to not glue them, but something makes me wonder. I'm not going to glue these until I...
The river walk was close as there was no walk. Just
I'm probably not going to glue the part that goes in here, because I don't know how it needs to be positioned with any kind of like upright suspension components that might go into it. So I'm going to leave it loose, because I can always just drop a dab of glue on it once I get it where I want it to be. And then these... Okay, these just glue on here with that tab. Okay. I haven't been to the Riverwalk since February of 90, or about April of 95 is when I graduated. That was the only time I was there.
Studio said it's pretty during the holidays.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I remember the first time I ever saw it was in that old movie Cloak and Dagger with Dabney Coleman, with the kids who found some kind of secret plan stashed on a video game cartridge, something like that. Come on. Okay, now I see why they have you glue it. Because it wants to do its best grasshopper impression. As Chappie would say, fuck mother.
Air Studio said, wow. I haven't seen that in a long while.
Neither have I, and I really can't find it anywhere. It's not on any of the streaming platforms. It wasn't a terrible movie, and it kind of had that 80s Cold War paranoia vibe to it, you know? But it was more like a kid's adventure film, especially with the fictional hero being brought to life in it. And it turns out he based it on his dad. If you think about it, there's a lot to unpack in that little film. Okay, that's still movable. Alright, now that I've done one, hopefully the rest will be a little bit quicker. Thanks again, Dario. Welcome to the channel. Ah. That was much easier. So I did order paint for this already. It's on the way. Ordered a couple bottles of Tamiya XF60. since the closest hobby shop that's like 10 minutes away didn't have it, they also didn't have glue. I like my Plastruct. So this is column A. Column B, same parts, but reversed. And if I do make a display base for this, which I most likely will, I'm going to integrate a couple of the Dragon 16th scale figures into it. Since I've got a few in some very, like, candid, relaxed walking poses. There we go. I am not working in front of the camera very well today, am I? Nah. Doesn't help that I've got extra buttery fingers today. Maybe I should have stuck to finger painting today. And I might be going a little above and beyond trying to leave these movable, but just something tells me I could easily get one at the slightest wrong angle that'll throw things off. Go. As an aside real quick, Hobby Lobby no longer carries Vallejo. What's replaced it is these. I've tried brush painting them on plastic. They seem to dry really well. They're almost equal to Vallejo. Only $2 a bottle, and the bottle's much larger. So, I'm going to use these on a figure that I'm printing out right now. If you saw the update I posted last night, that's the one. If they work, I might I might take like $100 and go buy a good portion of the whole line, because I really need a consistent supply of decent paint. Haven't tried that yet. I'll know more. I was going to lay something on the wings, because that figure has a very warm tone to it, even though it's very much on the black side of, you know, coloration. It's a warm black. It's hard to describe. So I want to kind of try and keep that. So maybe tomorrow we'll test them out. But that's what they had in the place of Vallejo, and it looked like they had some military colors. Hey George, nothing concrete in terms of which colors they are, just generic names. But I bet you $5 I could match them up to a lot of what I've already got. So that's going to be another adventure. There's been word that there's some distribution and production issues due to what's going on in Iran, but we're not going to get into that. Again, that's why I'm looking for another locally available paint. Why they don't deal with Vallejo anymore, who knows? I know Vallejo's been going through some issues of their own at a company level in past years, so availability of their stuff might not be very easy. I wouldn't be surprised if this might also have something to do with international trade relations with Spain. If we start to see AK and Ammo and all those other companies have difficulty fulfilling orders and availability, then might be onto something there. But for right now, I haven't seen availability go too bad. I haven't been down to the hobby shops in Salt Lake to see if they're being impacted by anything. That would be the true indicator, is if I go down there and I see that their Vallejo racks are just as empty. Let me get these parts clipped, then I'll go over that paint a little closer as far as like the size of the bottle. Because to me, $2 for that much paint, that's a good deal these days, especially if they are a decent grade acrylic that sticks well, you know. Let me just grab one. We'll go over the size of it and all that. Yeah, it's 30 milliliters, as opposed to, and this is a large size Tamiya bottle, 23 millimeters, or milliliters. So, contents-wise, it's more than Tamiya. And like I said, if I like how these perform, especially on that figure, I might... Yeah. Yeah. Let me know what you see there. But if these work out just as well, at least there's a backup, you know. For me, you know, I don't care if I'm trying to replicate a specific paint color that's been left outside for 3 days and 30 seconds in the fall of September on 1944, you know. If it's close enough, it's good enough. Okay. So these over here, column A, these over here will be for column B. Which ones are which? I don't know. I think column A... Oh, shit. They oscillate back and forth. That's a good thing I'm keeping them separate then. So I'm just reading ahead. Okay, so it looks like it's good that I kind of left the one part's movable because the leaf spring's attached to them. So I'll need some fiddle space. I don't think I'll be able to adjust angles. Yeah, because there's no pivot on the leaf spring itself. But I'll at least be able to make sure that they line up properly with the leaf spring when it's on. So. Okay. But from what I did try, they do rinse very well with water. These are made in Cambodia. Very low odor, too. They don't really smell of anything. Like, even Vallejo had a very strong, almost baby powdery smell when you spray them. These didn't have anything of that. There's going to be almost a whole sprue of parts I'm throwing out, though, because of the different suspension requirements. So I don't expect a lot of progress today. And let me know if this is a kit you'd like to see, like, every step of, or if it's okay if I continue going after stream just to make progress on it. I haven't seen too many of these built. I've seen a lot bought, but not too many built. And as I said in the reviews, Tacom / Werk is reissuing a lot of the old Dragon 16 scale kits. So that Unterscharführer I did is available again, as are a lot of the others. it doesn't look like they really changed anything. But in other good news, made my projections for work again, so I'll be getting another additional bonus some point later this month, which has greatly helped saving for the big project. I was able to put a larger than usual amount into savings for it this last paycheck, and hopefully in another 2 paychecks I'll be able to do the same. So still a long way off, but we're a little bit closer. We're almost a third of the way there for the high-end savings. And we're about halfway there for the low end. And by that I mean, I keep poking that upside down. Low end, 9 grand. High end, 12. Because I've seen them in that range around here. There's an ambulance Humvee in Idaho Falls, which is a short drive from here. 12 grand. If I could get that, I could probably sell the ambulance package down here to somebody for another 6. And use that to build it up. Or keep the ambulance and just make it modular, so if I want to go, you know, camping one day, I put the ambulance part on and there's your shelter. I've seen people who've actually taken that, left the outside 100% military, and they've gutted the inside and made it a mini RV. So that's the plan, anyway. Going a little slower than expected, but not terribly so. And in this case, slower might be gooder. Wow, Butterfingers to the extreme today. I'm surprised the drop counter's not going nuts. Really? Uh-oh, the command didn't work.
Era Studio said apparently I need to fix that.
One moment. Let me try something here first before you do anything. Alright, I just refreshed all the browser inputs. Try it again.
A dog mama just followed.
A dog mama, thank you for the follow.
Welcome to the channel, a dog mama.
Was that an actual follow, or is that you testing it?
Era Studios said
Okay,
welcome.
it's real. Welcome to the channel.
A dog mama said bop 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 bop. Era Studios just redeemed free hugs.
How you doing? We're working on the suspension for an 8-wheeled German armored car.
A dog mama said I'm doing good, I guess.
We all have those days.
A dog mama said I just got my orders in today. I'm deploying soon. Sad face.
Well, depending on the service, might not be a bad thing.
A dog mama said maybe.
Oh, you should be fine then. My father was Navy. I was Air Force.
Era Studios said glad I got my DD214.
Is it boasting if I say I've got two?
Nice. What was your AFSC?
2W1X1. But yeah, is it boasting if I can say I've actually got two 214s?
At Leo 2A70K said hello, busy in chat.
Hey, Alex.
Been a while. Again. Back at the big cats. Love from
Aircraft weapons, dog mama.
A dog mama said LOL, what is that in English?
Yep. Alex.
Era Studios said he was a knuckle dragged.
No, you were the knuckle dragger. Box swapper.
Era Studios said I was a pointy head.
Yeah.
A dog mama said OH, that's sick. I'm a F-35 pilot in the Navy.
That's cool. Make sure no one's stuffing their underwear down the shitters on the carriers then. I was talking to my father about that, and he said even back in Nam, that would be a treasonable offense attributed to the
Era
crew.
Studios said LOL.
But he was on fleet oilers and then switched up to nuke subs. He was on boomers and fast attacks for a little while. At least until shortly after I was born, because I remember him taking us on a tour of one of them. But that was also a long time ago. And how you doing, Alex? Long time no see. I hope everything's working out for you. Have you seen what our latest stream goal is?
At Leo 2A70K said oh. Wow. Trip on a big sub.
Oh, not just a big sub, nuke boat. Where the only thing better than the hot steam showers is the constant AC. Okay. So back to Group A. This is going to be a bit... Okay. And the G-sprues.
Aero Studios said Duke Nukem boat. LOL.
G9.
Sdkfz said I have been watching your hard work. Yes.
Still catching up when you can? Okay, these are G9 for all of them. Okay. And I know I've been subject hopping lately. It's just been weird for me. I'm losing interest on things really quick sometimes. That better not happen with this. Okay, fortunately the part arrangement for both A and B is the same, but I'm still going to handle them separately. So I need 45 and 46. Okay. So 45 over here. I'm going to try and keep these all on the side of the part that they need to go on. So these all go here. 45 over here. 46. Okay. And 49. And then 50. And I know I'm being bad and popping them off the sprues by hand after I make the first cut. It just makes it quicker. And then 4x G3 on each, so I'll need 8 of these. Okay. So I need... Yeah, okay. I'm getting squared away. There we go. Oop. That one on the floor. Another drop there. Where'd it go? Man, need my light.
Aero Studios said drop. At Leo 2A7.
Yeah, we may need to fix that.
Made some fun vehicles back then that made some innovative ideas all the way up to 60, 70, and 80. Some of those 8-wheelers had a driver at both ends.
All right. Head down, ass up.
They'll fix that later.
Where did that even go? Oops. What the hell? I felt it bounce off my foot. There it is. TACOM curse almost struck again. Ow, 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 ow. Ah.
Leo2A7DK said grab your ankles and kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, that's what getting down under the desk does to me lately. Okay. And I know I've been streaming a little less lately, but it just feels like I need the rest sometimes. Okay. 45, 46, and then 49 and 50. Yep. This is the best way I could think of to handle this part of the assembly and not have it get completely overwhelming. I really should get one of those 214 blankets. Knowing my luck, the wife would steal it.
Leo2A7DK said, is it the machine gun or cannon version?
They've only ever released the turreted 75mm. I think it's 75mm. I forget. Anyway, but yeah, it's the turreted version. There's conversions to do either one, but the company that makes them, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not paying 3 times more than the base kit is worth for a conversion set. If somebody made files, I'd buy those for 15 bucks and do it, but nah, I'm not about to spend 300 to 400 bucks when I got the kit for 120. And so far, the Leopard 2 for 175 is still on eBay, but factor in shipping and taxes, it's still around, it's just over 200 bucks. And that's if you guys want to see me do the 2A7V. One thing I hate about undergating, especially when it's not always necessary.
Leo2A7DK said aftermarket is getting seriously expensive. I know there is lots going on in the world, but come on.
The thing is, aftermarket being expensive is not attributable to what's going on in the world. Like the sets for converting this to one of the other variants. I know that the masters are 3D printed. I know that a lot of the parts themselves are 3D printed. I've seen them. I've seen the parts breakdowns. They just know that people will shell out for it if they want it. But what they don't know is they could probably make a shit ton more money if they sold the files for like 30 or 40 bucks instead of a pre-printed conversion kit. You know? Like there's a guy out there who made an amazing blockade runner, right? You know, the best one since Randy Cooper remade his blockade runner. And I don't know if he's selling files or kits on his site. If it's files, he's asking $1,200 for the files. I get it, you did a lot of work to ensure the integrity and accuracy of the model. Most people, even diehard Star Wars fans who do a lot of printing, aren't going to pay that much for a set of files, no matter how hyper accurate they are. I know I won't. Does it mean I'm going to pirate them? No. But I'm not going to pay his price and build it either. But I'm also happy with the Cooper blockade runner I've got. And I've got files to print one out that are acceptable to me anyway. So either way, I'm happy. I'm not that guy's target market. Just like, what was it, yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. Another person out there saying, you know, hey, this kit's rare. And I had to respond in the video and say, it's not. You can still get it on Amazon or eBay for 25 to 45 bucks. And he's talking about the Italeri 6 rad. And one kit I've found that's become stupidly high priced for some weird reason is the Tamiya M577, the Command M113. That kit, you couldn't give that kit away for 15 bucks even 5 years ago. And now good luck finding one under 40. So I need one each of these.
At Leo2A7DK said send those for records. I am still missing Depeche Songs of Faith and Devotion box set. Saw a mint one in Britain. But 554.00 pounds.
Right?
I hope you sit on it till hell freezes over.
And all it takes is one foppish idiot to say something is rare when it's not, and it completely destabilizes the whole collector's market. Did I do something wrong here? I don't think I did. Okay. They'll only fit together one way. So does that go like that then? I think it does. Okay. Sorry, just trying to make milk as clear as day. Okay, that goes there. This goes here. Again, I think I'm going to leave that movable for the time being, because I don't know how that's going to need to sit in relation to anything else. And this is why we're doing these one at a time, one side at a time. Make mistakes. I haven't seen that name in forever. How you doing? See if they say hey. Because as far as I'm aware, this version of the suspension only allows for steering. It's not supposed to allow for upward or downward movement. I'm just trying to make sure I've got it all square. Alright, there's one. All that for one. Okay, how can we speed this process up a little bit? I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Good Sunday, at least. Fortunately, like I said, these only attach one way to each other, so there's no way to screw it up as far as the alignment. Single peg, or single notch, single peg, and done. I'm going to build all three of these at once, now that I know what I'm doing on this side. At least I think I know what I'm doing on this side. I felt it bounce off my leg. Fuck,
you know your
fuck
phone
your
has this
advertisement.
feature? Pay attention.
No. Can't even use a flashlight app for free anymore. But fear not, as soon as I finish these up, we get to do it all again for these. Really, fingers? Let's see if we can avoid the TACOM curse too and not lose a part that I have to recreate and scratch build. Okay. Come on, hands. Bend. There we go. Now if I can get this on there. If I can get my knuckle to unlock, there we go. After I get these two assembled, I am going to probably take my get up move around break. I suggest that if you've been sitting and watching for a while, you do the same. Yeah, I gotta be careful doing that again, don't I? Check something here. Just want to make sure that they're still moving mostly freely. Not exactly the strongest bond point on that. I hope this stuff doesn't collapse on me as I put it together. Anything new going on with anybody else?
At Leo2A7DK said they could probably have used a pin all the way trot.
Well, it's not so much the pin all the way through. It's how they have the, what would you call those? Turnbuckles, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Thinly attached to this plate. Because the plate is what attaches to the hull. But there's not a lot holding the turnbuckle in place. All that's going to be there is the thin line right here where I can glue that on each side, and the thin line where it's already glued to the plate on the trunnion. Yeah, that's the word, trunnion. And my biggest fear just happened. I got glue inside the trunnion.
At Leo2A7DK said that there's 8 of them.
No, bad there's 8 of them. There's actually 16 if you... These are the uppers. I still have to make the lowers. Of course, I have to do the version with the turnable wheels, don't I? Of course I do. As I drop everything again. But the big worry is, and the reason I don't want glues to get inside, is I don't know where their sit is once attached to the hull, you know? Because they attach here, and I don't know where they're gonna set once there, right? Because even once I get the uppers and lowers connected by their spindles, you still don't know their attitude until you get the leaf springs on. And all the other parts that kind of tie it all together. Alright, let's do it all again. Actually, I should really stop and do my move around break first. These are 45, these are 46. Let me get this first tree cut. Okay. These. Alright. I'm gonna get up, move around a bit, and then I'll be right back. I suggest you all do the same. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see how we're doing on the music front. Okay. Still got time on that. I still gotta get the other 4 of each. Yeah. Duh. Before I get too high into cleaning up. Come on. These just fell off before. That's my main worry with this kit. With all the handling on the sprues, there are a lot of small parts. And even when I was just opening it for the review, there was already little bits popping on the sprues. I'm like, ew. My muscle coordination is not good today. And I have no idea or illusions of how far I'm going to get on this today. We're still on the first page. Alex, have you heard of anybody using hang-long parts to RC the Werk Leopard 2A7? Shit. Okay, I know these two are for over here. So that one and this one. Maybe? This is why I tried to work left to right. Okay, as far as I know, I got these how they're supposed to be. Let's get back over to here. Or right to left, or one side to the other. We finally got another kit in the mail the other day. I'd ordered it like 3 months ago. Didn't realize it was a pre-order at the time. Finally got Metal Gear Rex for a agreeable price. And we'll see how badly I did when I mastered the one I made back in 2009 compared to the officially released Konami Kotobukiya plastic kit. The only thing I had to go on was a paper model and Yoji Shinkawa's interesting line art. We're still working this way. Yeah, I might press on with this tonight even after streaming, because having to keep track of all this, which is which, in between steps, if I have to clean everything up every night, is going to be really difficult. Okay, so let's start gluing all the mass stuff together. years and years ago, I had tried building the Dragon 234-1. That's the anti-aircraft version. It was a nice little kit. But, as with most things, it didn't survive transportation back across the Atlantic. I don't think it would have been safer had it been on the Titanic. And we just dropped another fucking piece. Flashlight, thank you. Where did it go? There it is. Come on, monkey paw. Fucking pick the thing up. As you can tell, I'm kind of losing patience with myself today, too. You know, after the 5th time of trying to pick a part up, and then it decides to scoot across the table on you, it's kind of trying on your patience. Kind of like that scenario where you go to pick the towel up off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck it! One more. But I also know if I hadn't started this now, I never would have. I would have made excuses and let other things get in the way, which I'm trying to not do anymore. Am I just being utterly stupid or just vaguely stupid here? Yeah, that's why I've got one of the wrong ones on this side and it fucked me up. Which one was it? I don't know now. Alright, we'll find it when we get to it. I might need to stop after I get these together. I feel myself getting needlessly frustrated right now.
Era Studios just redeemed free hugs.
And that's happening way too often. Not the free hugs, the thing slipping out of my finger like that.
Studios said bad thing about Takum kits. Small parts.
No, bad thing about this particular suspension assembly. Because I chose to go with the one that has the moving steering. But I'm not about to go back and start cutting out parts for the non-movable steering. Because either way, there's some parts I think we'd be winding up with the same shit. No. Wow. It's all combined together. But still, I just don't like straight wheels on things. It's boring. I just need to do better at keeping track of what I've got where and how and why. I'm my own worst enemy lately, it feels like. And I keep getting an itch on my back that's annoying the ever-living piss out of me right now. Okay, which one is the wrong one now? And the parts are fitting together exactly as they should.
Said yeah. Been told that too, Eris. Two small parts. She was not amused.
In other words, that's what she said. And there's no real positive lock, so you can glue this together independent of the damn thing, and then put it on. Because I keep getting glue, just ever so slight amount, just right down in that shit. So I gotta take it apart and do this. God, you'd think this is the first model kit I've ever fucking built. The way this glue is getting in is right from this little point right here. But that's the only way I can glue that and that onto there. God, could you imagine trying this in 35th scale? Come back to you and do a movement check. And it's hard to do this when you got shit annoying the ever-living fuck out of you. Like, I haven't had a haircut, but it feels like I've got hair in my shirt. Really? How long ago was this kit released? Because it's showing me a lot of signs of being an earlier TACOM kit. Okay, can we just lock in place so I can put a little bit of glue right there and not have to rip you apart 3 times? Come on. So as you can see, not every kit is easy. Especially ones from manufacturers that get high praise. And they call this the expert version, which, you know, I could have sworn I was in terms of my ability to build shit, but even this is just nonsensically done. Okay, which side of you now? That side of you. Okay. Good. Scrape off the glue area. Detach you. See, if I'd left that overnight, I wouldn't be able to move it, and I'd be fucked. At this rate, I may as well just restart using the other stuff, shouldn't I? How the hell do I want to apply this? This might be a big fucking mistake waiting to happen, but I am tired of the liquid cement on this. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. Now, if the glue doesn't do what it was doing the other day, or earlier, what the fuck ever, I'm gonna go for now. I'm getting fed up with this. I'll see